Well, hello. So today we will be talking about a variety of topics while enjoying some Demon Hunter BG eye candy, and obviously we gotta start off with how I feel about the Demon Hunter buffs that came in this reset. Now the buffs went as pretty much as I think everybody expected. They were absolutely a joke, and yeah, you can barely feel this joke of tunings. I must say that if you're gonna buff something that does not do much damage, you should be buffing that by, maybe even 100%, hundreds of percents, not buffing that by 18%, 20%, right? If something already doesn't really do much damage. Demon Blades is like 2% of my damage after the buffs, right? So it's like doing 40k damage per hit or something. Like, it is still an absolute joke. And this is also on the target dummy, right? So the target dummy takes more damage, right, than a normal person because of versatility. So it's just an absolute joke of tunings. And also, I think the most clear thing is that the Demon Hunter survivability is just still off, still bad, and still feels so weak. Today, as I was like recording some stuff for you, I maybe have that even recorded, but I get absolutely destroyed through Blur and Darkness by Retribution in a Warrior. Absolutely destroyed in like 4 seconds through all my defensives. So Demon Hunter survivability is just still very not good. I even felt like, oh my god, I'm gonna counter this burst, guys. Like, I see the Warrior popping Warbreaker, everything, right? I see the Retribution popping Wings, popping Wake of Ashes, and then I pop all my CDs and I still get just bloop. Sure, maybe I could have nether walked it, but I think it was actually on cooldown at that time. So survivability still needs to be solved. It is still in a very bad state. I feel like my HP just gets absolutely removed, and this is not relevant if I have a cooldown or not running. Like, if I don't have a healer on me healing me, I just feel like I just die in BGs, and this is like normal BGs. If they're really looking at impacting our damage in PvP, I feel like they really need to look at more stuff. If you're gonna buff things like, again, Fell Blades and Demon Blades, things that don't really do much damage, you need to buff those things by hundreds of percent. Let's be honest though, I think the best thing for them is just to give Demon Hunter like an overall 3% buff. Like, I feel like that. I actually like how our damage is balanced, where our damage comes from. I don't want I-Beam to be more important. I don't really want Chaos Strikes and Blade Dance to be like more important. I actually like the importance of abilities right now, but we do need a little bit more damage because we are a class that relies on doing a lot of damage. Damage is also part of our survivability, right? And obviously, please guys, please just give back that passive defense that we lost. I really don't want to go through another 3 seasons for them to finally realize this at like the 4th season, and then we have like another OP situation because they've been buffing damage for freaking 3 seasons. I also realized that probably while a lot of classes, especially like something like Demon Hunter, have really lackluster tunings throughout this entire expansion, is pretty much because of PvE. Like, in PvE, from my understanding, Demon Hunter's been doing really good. So obviously a class that's doing really good in Blizzard's main focus is not gonna be receiving the love it needs in the PvP, right? Which is not Blizzard's main focus. Why the heck was Feral receiving buff after buff after buff, even after it became absolutely meta and it absolutely became good in PvP? It's because it was not good in PvE and it was still getting PvE buffs that somehow in Blizzard's minds should have also applied to PvP. So it's really clear at this point that Blizzard really needs to separate PvE and PvP tunings. Like, we do have PvE tunings coming first, right? So PvE tunings are like the baseline. So obviously PvP tunings need to take account for what is happening in PvE. But we should not have these situations where something is good in PvE, bad in PvP, and we don't do anything about it because it's good in PvP, right? Like, that's the situation I think that cannot happen anymore. I mean, let's be honest, the simplest solution here is obviously Blizzard actually hiring a PvP developer, or have somebody to have its main basically job be for that person to just balance PvP and do things around PvP. But we don't have that, but we basically know that it's just the PvE devs doing these things when they have time or when somebody's ordered to do. But also, as long as PvE actually impacts PvP tunings in such a way, right? Where something is good in PvE, so they're not doing anything about it in PvP, right? Or something is bad in PvE, so they're buffing it, but it's actually good in PvP, right? But before I let you get on with the video, I do have to inform you that only 4.3% of you subscribed. So if you have been enjoying the content, please consider smashing that subscribe button. Now, lately, YouTube is restricting most of my videos for some reason, maybe because of my potty mouth, but regardless, if you want to keep up with the current Mikadika content, do consider smashing that notification bell. Now we can move into probably what's going to be our main topic, and that's just the queue times are insane right now. Or maybe the game has already just died and we don't know. There's just some of us stressed stragglers that didn't realize that the game is just absolutely dead. Now we gotta start off with an anecdotal experience I had yesterday. I was trying to get a random BGB video for you guys, a BGB video. I queued up and the queue said like 15 minutes and I was like, yeah, that's too much. That sounds like a joke to me. I usually get like, you know, let's say like 10 minutes maybe, right? It was also good times. I was like around 5 p.m. So there should be like players actually there, right? Playing the game at that point. It's not like I'm queuing up at 5 a.m. or something like that. So I sit in that what was supposed to be a 15-minute queue for like 22 minutes. After that, I actually go to the toilet, do some stuff. I can't remember. I did something for like 5 to 10 minutes. Obviously, by the time that I came back, the queue was gone, it popped, and obviously I missed. Queued up again, now it says to me 17 minutes. I waited for another 20 minutes just to realize again, yeah, this is not working. I queued up for a normal battleground. I got the normal battleground queue within like I don't know, 7 to 8 minutes. So I waited another 20-something minutes in queue for another random BGB for it to just not happen. And this is again, it's like 5 p.m. Sure, this is on my DH, which is higher rated than my other characters, right? It was 2600 before I had a disconnection right live on stream. So sure, you could say maybe I'm gonna have longer queues, right, because I'm just high rated, but that is just absolutely insane to me that I sat there. Now after playing that battleground, I actually tried to play some arenas, look for a healer. I looked for a healer for another like 20 to 30 minutes. After not finding a healer for like 30 minutes, obviously I just shut off the game and quit. So I just had basically an hour and a 30-minute something plus, right, gaming session where I only gamed for about 10 minutes. All my other time was spent in queuing. Absolutely insane. When that hit me that I just spent almost 2 hours, right, playing, and I didn't play for like what, one game? I played one game, one normal battleground. I think this is just an absolute atrocity. Like the queue times are just an absolute atrocity, and I know that Blizzard has been fiddling with the queue times because people have been complaining because of quality of games and such. But man, give me lower quality games any day that I can actually have like 5-minute queues. Like I'm telling you right now, I much prefer to lose some games that I could have won, right, but actually be able to put in games, to actually be putting in games and playing the game, getting better at the game, right, enjoying the game, instead of me waiting 30 minutes only to then have, right, performance anxiety, not feel ready to play the game, right, feel out of shape because I just spent 30 minutes waiting, right, loitering instead of playing the game and, right, being in shape, being in the game, right. It is just, I don't know, to me it's just, this is just a huge problem that needs to be solved right now. And I might be wrong, this might not be a problem, this might be just that the game is freaking dead. Might be that we are just stragglers here not realizing that the game is finally breathing its last few breaths. And definitely at the fault of Blizzard and its mismanagement, its lack of care, and yeah. But I digress. I think queue times are just something that needs to be solved. Soul Shuffle as well, I think it's time to look at some kind of a rework or something to make the mode just a lot. First of all, as I said before, it's not an actual solo mode. It's not an actual solo queue mode like other solo queue modes are. It's more of a free-for-all, right? You're not playing there as a part of a team. You're playing as a you know, basically a solo agent, as I say in my previous video on this topic, which I think it's also something that increases, which completely removes the ability to actually find teammates for 3 versus 3 with the Soul Shuffle, because you're never actually friendly with anybody. You're always an enemy versus the people, right? You're always gonna play against everybody else in the lobby. Again, not a thing that any solo queue mode of any game has. Again, my main point is definitely the queue times need to be looked at and fixed if they're the problem, right? Maybe the game is just dead and we're just stragglers, but I think queue times is like a huge problem of this game. Everything else, and I'm not even like joking when I say everything else, I can queue up anything else, any other game, any other mode, and I will get to find the game much sooner than I find in BGB. Even playing Dota 2 arcade, looking for some off-brand game made by some, you know, modder or whatever, is probably gonna have a faster queue than we have in World of Warcraft right now. And this is not even, and that's not even like an exaggeration. Like the queues in World of Warcraft right now are such a huge problem in PvP. It needs to be solved right away. It's one of the main things that makes people not feel good when they actually join in the game. At least for me, this is like a big thing. I can go now into Dota 2 and just queue, play, make a break when I want to make a break, right? And then queue, play. In WoW, I can queue, wait 30 minutes, play, right? Like, while I'm queuing and then waiting, maybe missing my queue because I went to the toilet after waiting for 30 minutes, right? Queuing up again, queuing for LFG to try and find a healer, and then, you know, healer is just obviously not there in this moment in time, he's playing with somebody else. Like, it is just, I think, the most insane time. So I think this is just something that needs to be fixed if WoW wants to have any kind of future PvP, guys. Well, I think I've said my piece for now. If you're interested in seeing my thoughts about boosting in World of Warcraft PvP, and also knowing what's been going on with the channel lately, you are very welcome to watch my recent videos. As always, peeps, I really hope you've enjoyed this little video. Like, comment, subscribe, all those things YouTubers want you to do, and have a nice day.